Okay, I think I'm live. Hi guys. All right, let's try to work through some of this freeCodeCamp stuff here. Do a screen share, see if this works, and we'll pop back into here. All right, hopefully this works this time. So here we are. We're looking at freeCodeCamp, checking for palindromes, and more importantly, we're going to be going over a few things, mainly string.prototype.replace, string.prototype.toLowercase. We're also going to be utilizing some of the array methods we've done before. Let's take a look at our prototype.replace as this loads up. And there's a pretty simple example here, if I can get down to it. And let's take a look at 'twas the night before Xmas. So what we want to do is, let's say you want to get rid of this Xmas and replace it with Christmas. In order to do that, we just created a variable, str, and we're going to create a new string to set it equal to, say, string.replace. And inside of our parentheses here, we need to tell it what we want to replace. So we use forward slashes, and in between our forward slashes, we want to replace Xmas, and we want to ignore the case. That's this little I is after those forward slashes, comma, and we want to replace it with Christmas. So before it says 'twas the night before Xmas, and we replaced it with 'twas the night before Christmas. Awesome. What else do we want to do? We also want to take a look at toLowercase, and this one's pretty simple. And we have toLowercase. We can take any string, such as alphabet or variable that's a string, and we set it to toLowercase. And don't forget that we need these two little parentheses at the end of that as well. And we, from capital alphabet, we get lower alphabet. So we're going to be using that. And we're also going to be using one more thing. Regexer. So if we just Google our regexer, we get a bunch of things here. All right, so we're going to be coming back to this. So let's start off with this here. Let's take a look at what we want to do. We want to be able to check for palindromes. All right, so palindromes. What's a palindrome? Palindrome is things that read the same forward as backwards. However, we want to ignore things that are non-word characters or alphanumeric things, such as that little asterisk, the pound sign, and we also want to ignore underscores as well. Okay, so how do we ignore these things? Well, we have to use regex or regular expressions to do that. And that's this little regexer thing was up here. We're going to be using it to test something. So let's start off here with creating a new variable. And we're going to call this forward. And that's going to be our string forward. But we don't want just the standard str that we're going to be bringing in here. And I've already copied one of these in so we can test. And so right now, if we set forward equal to str, and we return forward, hopefully we get, oh look, exactly what I put in here. Good to go. All right, but we don't want to set it just equal to that. We want to start off by, let's get rid of all those non-word characters and underscores. Now I could manually punch all that stuff in if I want here using my replace, but I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to use the regular expressions. Regular expressions, they look kind of scary to begin with, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. So let's go ahead and replace. All right, what do we want to replace? Okay, we want to replace a few things. So I'm going to put my forward slashes in. All right, and I can put stuff in here. What do I want to put in here? Well, I'm going to use my regex. And inside of my regular expressions here, what I want to do is I want to create a capture group. So I am going to go in here. All right, and inside of here, I want to create a capture group, something that I want to capture, and I'm going to be using certain variables. So let's take a look at this W, and this W will give us any word, that gives us the capital W, but I want to give us a word character, and if I hit my forward slash here, oh look, it highlights, and it says it's going to highlight anything that is not a word character. And you can see what's being highlighted down here is everything that's down here that we want to get rid of in our freeCodeCamp check for palindromes. But notice it doesn't take in our underscore. Okay, if we read this again, it says alphanumeric and underscore. Okay, well, that's good. I want to delete all this stuff, but I also want to delete my underscore. So where's my underscore? Ah, there's underscore. Now you can see the underscores are highlighted as well. So now I can replace all of this stuff using this little regex here. All right, so let's replace. We're going to create a capture group. Inside that capture group again, I want not. Okay, that's that backslash that's above the enter key, word characters, and underscores. So let's replace all those not word characters and underscores. And let's go ahead and add in an I and a G. What does an I and a G do? There's G. All right, G is global search, and I can check this little box, and there's your IG for ignore case, or make sure it's not case sensitive on what it's selecting. And again, it's just part of the little flags that are in here that generate automatically for you in that regexer. It's a great tool. All right, so let's just take a look at this. So right now we get a man, a plan, a palindrome. Let's see. And this is what we get. So we're replacing all of this stuff with forward here. Now, what else can we do? Well, let's go ahead and make this to lowercase as well. So let's use our dot to lower case. And again, this is in camel case. Let's not forget our parentheses. See what we get. All right. And for some reason, this is giving us something weird. It's giving it to us over and over and over again. I'm not sure why, but it works. I think I have a little glitch in here. What's it doing? Not sure why it's giving me that. It worked 2 seconds ago when I tried it before I was recording. So if you know why, if you guys figure out why, just comment below, or you can just tell me because you're probably sitting in the room with me. Alrighty, so what I want to do now is I want to be able to compare that to something else. So now that's just the letters themselves, getting rid of all those special characters. So I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it reverse. And I'm going to set that equal to forward. Okay. And let's see what reverse gives us. It should give us the same thing as forward. It does. Okay, well, that's good. But we don't want it to be just that. What we want to do is we want to reverse that. So how do we do that? Well, in order to do that, we have to make this string and turn it into an array. And we've done this before using split. So I'm going to go forward dot split. And how do I want to split this? Well, I just want to split this by everything, right? So that's how we do that. We've done that in the previous challenge before. And let's see what we get. We should get an array. Oh, good, we got an array with everything in it. And again, it looks like this is putting it in a few times. I'm not sure why that is. But that's good and all. Let's see what happens if I see. Set in again, see if that works. Still putting in multiple times. Not sure why. Alrighty, so that's good. So let's move in here. So we have our replace. We have our to lowercase. We're going to split it into an array. And then another array method that we've previously was reverse. Okay. And that's just going to take everything, say from the 0th position, put it in the last position to 0th position, and flip our entire array. And that's good. But now I have an array here, and I have a string here. So I want to make this back into a string. So how do I do that? Join. And I can join this by every instance here. And let's see what we get. And we should take this array and put it back into this. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's go back in here. So we have joined it together. Now, how do we return a true or a false? Let's see. So in order to do that, we can use a comparative statement. So if we compare exactly equals the reverse to the forward, all right, we should return either a true or a false. And we get a false. All right. So let's see what I did, because that means I have a error somewhere. So, oh, you know what I forgot to do? In my replace, I need to say what I want to replace it with. I want to get rid of all that stuff. I forgot to get rid of all that stuff. Oh, there we go. And your replace. Yeah, I'm trying to make this go as fast as possible. Inside your quotes here is what you want to replace it with. That's why I was getting that strange error. This is the third time I've recorded this because the my go live hasn't been working. So I'm rushing through and I forgot that. That's what that was. There we go. Now it works. And you can see, even though I know what I'm doing, and I've done it about 4 times just this morning, I still make some mistakes. So try not to get frustrated when you're working through these. And a lot of times you'll get syntax errors. And always just remember, when you're using some of these prototypes, using your string method or your array method, you go back in and see what those are actually looking for. So hopefully this was helpful, and then we'll be coming back next time to explain a few other things for you. All right, good luck.